Hello and welcome back to my channel. In case you're a new subscriber, karibu sana, and let's make a cake for short people. I know, so I got you covered in this, and let's get started. These are the list of ingredients that I'm going to be using in today's recipe, and I have some water, oil, some raisin flour, but you can also use all-purpose flour, but remember to add in your baking powder. I have some cocoa powder, sugar, salt, and 1 egg. I'll start off by measuring 3 tablespoons of oil. You can use vegetable oil or whichever oil you prefer. Then I'll add in 3 tablespoons of water or milk. You can use whichever you prefer, but I prefer adding water instead of milk in this particular recipe. Give it a quick stir and then go in with 4 tablespoons of sugar. After that, you're going to mix all your ingredients till they are well incorporated. And also, this is a very easy recipe, a very simple recipe that does not require you to use our machine, but you can also feel free to use your hand mixer. Add 1 medium to large egg, then beat or whisk till everything is well combined. Add a pinch of salt, roughly about 1/8 of a teaspoon, or I have used the top part of a spoon, and you can also use that and just eyeball. Then mix everything together, and then I'll go in with 4 leveled tablespoons of self-raising flour, or if at all you do not have the self-raising flour, you can use all-purpose flour, and add about a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. Remember to sift your flour so that you can remove all the huge lumps that are found here and there. And yeah, this is going to make your flour a little bit lighter, and it's going to give you a quicker, smoother batter. Yeah, if that makes sense. So I'm going to save it using my normal kichungi. You can use a kichungi, you can use a colander, you can use anything that you prefer as long as it does the job. Then I'll proceed to add 3 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa powder. Make sure you level your ingredients as you measure them, and then you should also sift it too, because cocoa powder normally has huge lumps and we do not want that in our recipe. We want a very smooth batter. Use a fork if you do not have a whisk and mix everything till you achieve a very smooth consistency, making sure that you reach to the bottoms of your bowl to ensure there are no lumps hiding on the floor of your container. So you're going to mix this and you ensure that you do not overmix so that our cake does not become tough in the inside. So also remember to scrape the sides of your container and make sure that you combine all this goodness. And this is the consistency that you should be having. A very smooth batter. Remember, we are making a cake for short people, and yeah, everything today is in very short quantities. And also the baking tins that I'm going to be using, they're also going to be small. So this is the consistency that you should be having, and yeah. It's now time to grease our pan, and I'm using a 4-inch container that is just a DIY project that has always come through, by the way. This, you should try out this. If at all you have such a tin, you should just cut the top part of it and then you smoothen the top. It's going to be a very good container when it comes to baking, especially for small cakes. And I'm going to grease mine with my normal cooking oil. You can also use butter. Then for the dusting, you can either decide to use some cocoa powder if you're told you're feeling fancy like I am, or also you could use the self-raising or the all-purpose flour on whichever you're going to be using in today's recipe. Then I'm going to transfer my dough into my container, tap it a few times, then proceed to bake it in an oven that has been preheating for about 5 to 10 minutes at 180 degrees, and I'll bake it for about 33 minutes. Actually, not about, I'm going to bake it for exactly 33 minutes. So you can see all this goodness. You can see how my cake is doing. This is roughly up after about 10 minutes. And then you can see this is about 20 minutes later, and you can see it has risen very well, but it is not ready at this point. So I'll give it about 13 more minutes and then I'll take it out. After exactly 33 minutes, you can see that my cake is well done, and you should also do the toothpick test. If at all you insert a toothpick or a knife at the center of the cake and it comes out clean, know that your cake is well done. So I'll proceed to cut and give it a taste test, and I guarantee you that this cake is a bomb. Yeah, you should try out. This is my cake recipe for short people. I hope you learned something new, and I hope you enjoyed today's recipe. So I'll proceed to give it a taste test. And yeah, so I'll be back to show you how to make a vanilla cake for short people. It's almost the same recipe, but not exactly the same recipe. So I'll be back. This video was shot back in May, and it has been in my archives for a very long time because I needed to do a voiceover, but voiceovers are just the ghetto. Like, you do not know what to talk about for the 9 or 10 minutes that your video is going to be playing, and you're just there stuck like, ooh. And about 6 months later, I've decided to give it a try, and it's not been easy, but I hope you enjoyed the recipe. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll definitely see you in my next one. Bye.